Hello, my name is METİN Aradaşar. This is 212 part of explanation of my theory. According to my theory and my formulas, non-quantized, continuously variable photon. 1. At first, the photon is any inseparable point of continuous surface of an electron motion form. 2. A photon cannot go from one place to another by itself. 3. Whether an electron motion form is relocating in motion or not, a photon is always in motion. Electron motion form is intrinsic, ring-shaped, spherical motion form of meta-sensation perception matter. Electron motion form, according to my theory and my formulas, contrary accepted physics definition, point particle, dimensionless particle definition of electron motion form. This definition, there is this definition in accepted physics, and it is wrong according to my theory and my formulas. Electron motion form is three-dimensional motion form of intrinsic motion form of meta-sensation perception matter. Whether an electron motion form is relocating, displacement or not, a photon is always in motion, because electron motion forms any point of electron motion form's surface is photon, and itself electron motion form and its successive wave always in motion, cyclical motion. Electron motion form may be at rest, but its cyclical motion form as motion form is perpetually going on. This is new. Yes, for the n=1 first cycle for any point, any photon of electron motion form, linear velocity is 1,884,000 km per second, and expanding velocity is speed of light. 4. A photon has always two component velocities, two component masses and energies. This direction perpendicular this circus, or perpendicular this sphere, speed of light direction, and parallel this sphere linear velocity direction. I have told you before, and I advise you to watch my former videos step by step. For instance, if electron motion form is not relocating, is not in motion, no displacement, lambda normal equal to 91.155 nanometer wavelength size kind electron motion forms, speed of light, direction component point energy, photon energy is 21.78 10 to the minus 19 kilogram meter square divided by second square. Joule. Yes. And linear velocity component 6.28 times greater than speed of light component of component point energy is 136.9 10 to the minus 19 joule. Yes. C direction velocity is speed of light, linear velocity is 1,884,000 kilometers per second. Okay. Now, according to Planck's energy formula for photon, according to Planck's E equal to n times Planck's constant times frequency formula and quantum theory, a photon which has a certain frequency can only get permitted discrete values, and these values are nothing but integer multiples of h and nu. This is integer multiple. Okay. Don't confuse. According to my formula, one of my formulas say n alpha is equal to, say, h c squared divided by n squared. This is wave number. In my theory, n is indicating wave number. Differ from Planck's formula and theory. Yes, lambda normal, speed of light minus electron motion forms, velocity cosine alpha. One of my formulas. Yes. Now, according to Planck's, energy is equal to integer multiplied by Planck's constant multiplied by new formula and quantum theory. A photon which has a certain frequency can only get permitted discrete values, and these values are nothing but integer multiples of h nu in discontinuity. Planck's formula. Okay, according to me, this is wrong. This is integer. According to Planck's formula and quantum theory, this is integer. Like what? 1, 2, 3, etc. Okay. 1h nu, 2h nu, 3h nu. Okay. Yes. Besides, quantum theory wrongly tries to explain the continuous spectrum. Wait a moment, please. Wait a moment, please. Yes. Now I cut the telephone's cable. Disconnected. Yes. Besides, quantum theory wrongly tries to explain the continuous spectrum of black body by these discrete, quantized, permitted and limited values. Now, for instance, if we think as Planck's theory or quantum theory, photon's wavelength is 91.155 nanometer, okay? Then its frequency is 3.291, 10 to the plus 15, okay? 1 divided by a second, and its corresponding energy is what? Say 13.6 electron volts. Okay. Frequency, wavelength, lambda. This is. According to Planck's formula, this energy quantized and can only be what? It can be integer, okay? 13.6 eV, or 2 multiply 13.6 eV, or 3 multiplied by 13.6 eV, okay? Integer, must be integer. According to quantum theory, discontinuity theory, okay? Wrong theory. For instance, here, (13.6 eV), here multiplied by 2, 27.2 eV, and here, okay, 40.8 eV. According to Planck's theory, discontinuity theory, quantum theory. Now, when an electron motion form is relocating, like this one, but from my former videos, I drew this. I computed according to my theory and my formulas, but its initial wavelength is 0.3 nanometer, okay? Don't confuse. Think of it as 91.155 nanometer, and this 0 degree side, don't notice the numbers, only skim, okay? Yes. When an electron motion form is relocating, when it is in motion, displacement, each point, each photon of electron motion form surface will have variable mass, variable energy, variable wave velocity, variable wavelength values in the continuum depend on electron motion forms relocating displacement velocity, motion direction and orientation. Now I don't want to show you details. If you want, you can watch from my former videos in this context my formulas. Yes. 8. For instance, if we apply 500 volts to to make an electron motion form gain velocity, which its initial wavelength is 91.155 nanometer, in 0 degree direction, electron motion form motion direction, point photon wavelength will be shortest shortened wavelength will be 2.496 nanometer, according to my theory and my formulas. Okay. When we apply 500 volts to make an electron motion form which is 91.155 wavelength size nanometer radius, gain velocity. Okay. Shortest shortened wavelength at this point will be 2.496 nanometer. At this point, corresponding point photon energy will be equal to 500 electron volts. Okay, at this point. According to me, whether electron motion form is at rest, no relocating, no displacement, or in motion, its frequency is constant. Okay. This means photon's frequency is constant, but now this 2.496 nanometer shortened wavelength point frequency is the same. What will be its energy? Its energy will be 500 eV. If we divide to find an integer, remember 13.6 is equal